pressure.
8 to shoot. Amir Bell pulling it up. Gave up the dribble. Kick it outside. Spencer Weiss buries the three. Who came in averaging just under 6. He's a junior from Lithonia, Georgia. Crossover. Bell puts it up. And the foul. They've got the block. The basket will count.
Amir Bell, kind of a combination.
Speaking of Bell, trifecta. He's got 6 points early on.
He's got over 100, but you know, for him to have a good game would be a big one because there's just so much to contend with.
Bell from deep, back-to-back threes, and he's got 9 of the 14 for Princeton, up by 10 with 15:23 on the clock in this first half. Spencer Weiss got it started, and Bell is following in his footsteps.
This is the game that gateways them into the league race and into the national consciousness. You look at their losses this year, it's only to really good teams who will be in the NCAA tournament. They're on the verge of being an at-large consideration.
David Kennedy, number 3 on the floor. Splash again. Weiss, second triple, has 6. Who leads the team now with 33 blocks. Off that hesitation, rejected by Brennan on the shot by Whiteside. So, left it for Weiss, who dribbles out of trouble. Brennan sets the 3.
When it rains, it pours. That are very disconcerting to a coach defensively.
Bell got baseline and no defense. Crazy pace in this game. Princeton loving it, up by 17.
Well, you just sense a cohesion here. They kind of know where each other's at and when they're supposed to do stuff.
And then how do you stop that spin move going window? Stephen Cook averaging 10.5 a game. His first 2. The Princeton Tigers playing all over the place on the three-point line.
Well, just about 4 or 5 guys just banging threes. Everybody's doing their part. It's just all fitting together. It's just so well right now. One of the beauties of the Princeton offense, one of the beauties of watching the Warriors play or Spurs play is the ability to share the ball. Notice how many different people are bringing the ball down the floor. It's not just, oh, Amir Bell, you're our point guard, or Spencer Weiss, you take care of good. You see different guys bring the ball down the floor, start them into their action. They've got good court spacing, good court movement, and watch how much the ball is passed.
Mitch Henderson saying that Kennedy will be a very special player. To the corner. There's the look off and the flush by Miles Stevens.
And that's the passing you talked about. They suck the trap out to midcourt, pass, flush.
First 10 minutes. Another rebound. Stephen Cook, one of the tri-captains for the Tigers. Stevens feeling it. Left hand.
He's got to be careful, even with this large lead.
Well, they were outside all game, and then all of a sudden they went inside playing. And Miles Stevens finished it.
Pass, flush.
That's a 3 for number 3. His second triple. Devin Kennedy now has 8.
Got the foul.
3:44 left in the first half. Henry Caruso is starting to feel it. We're back with more to Newman Arena right after this timeout.
But what you just saw this game, they're 9 for 12 from the three-point line. 5 different guys have made threes. You've got such balanced scoring as you see in the graphic. So all of a sudden, he's been very patient tonight getting his looks.
And
now
he'll go to the line. He's got 8. He goes to the line where he's 71%. He's a junior from San Mateo, California.
From Sarah High School. He only waited his turn, but boy, he sure took his turn when it came. Back-to-back threes, and now a natural three-point play in the making.
8 players for Princeton have scored here in this first half.
He can be really a force in the game, and they need it. They have so much perimeter pump. They need something around the basket.
Score it! And the foul. Miles Stevens will get it.
Creative, isn't he?
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, we saw him go to his right here and flip it up, and we saw him go from the left side of the floor. I mean, how the ball gets up and out of there over that 6'9" shot blocker. And you're talking about a guy who's only the sixth guy in the history of Cornell to block over 100 shots. Get out of here.
Reverse left hand, baseline, Stephen Cook. Travel on Morgan.
Here you go. He comes in. Now look at him use the basket and the net to detour the shot blocker. Nora went up to swat at it.
Then look to double. 10 to shoot. Left open on the flush again. Stephen Cook.
If you look at the trap, they pass out of the trap, and then pretty soon the pass to the pass. You've seen it 2 or 3 times.
What a first half display of offense by the Princeton Tigers, Blaine, up 52-29.
Well, Cornell's a little shell-shocked because they just absorbed a beautiful half of basketball. The passing, the shooting, the unselfishness, and the effort on defense. They worked hard. They didn't give up a three-pointer until 2 minutes to go in the first half. It was just an absolute clinic on how to play, and this was on the road in a dangerous place.
When we come back from this timeout.
But you're also seeing a very viable entity as you look at potentially being in postseason play. If you're somebody watching, you're going, I'm not sure I want to play those guys. They can bury it from 3, they can guard you, they can board it. They got all the pieces.
You know, Bell got off to the quick start. The floor with 15:51 remaining. Bill Courtney's got some thinking to do. Off the dribble, Henry Caruso finishing. Back with more on the American Sports Network right after this timeout. Stay with us. Gone by in this second half from Newman Arena. From Cornell. Oh, another 3 from the far side by Devin Kennedy.
And you were laughing at him that, as time goes on, he keeps becoming less of a player. Guys are passing him, but, teams do emulate your style. Nice shot. They do emulate your style.
One down. Should be okay. He will be. Again, Princeton from the arc has excelled all night long. One of the reasons that Princeton is up big time.
Really was off the top of the glass.
That's crazy how he can go all the way to the top. Soft touch by Bell has 13.
Leave the game satisfied with their contribution. Young guys getting, playing, but not playing them to fatigue. I've had large leads before, and people go, why'd you take the guy out? Because I want to put him back in.
Pete Miller on the finish. Team left in this second half. Amir Bell, soft touch, has 13. And Princeton is cruising on the road at Cornell. Back in the spring, that turned out to be unbelievable shot blockers in high school basketball. And I would ask the basketball coaches why. And the foul for Bromlage. And the reason, so they go straight up in the game of basketball and be able to swat balls away there as well.
Well, in basketball parlance, it would be called verticality.
Yeah.
But anyway, he became quite a player. But that was that genre of coaching in that time.
How about the athleticism there of Jackson Forbes, the sophomore from Plano, Texas. Princeton's going to walk away with a very strong victory tonight on the road. 85-56 is your final score. Mitch Henderson, Bill Courtney, good exchange right there. They shake hands. Very, very impressive. Princeton Tigers win tonight, Blaine.
The story of the night had nothing to do with Cornell. Young team, classy coach. They tried their all, but Princeton was just clockwork, orange and black. They were all over it tonight. Mitch Henderson has to be so happy. Certainly down deep, he's a little relieved. He talked about how nervous he was for this game because it sets the stage for the conference race. It sets the stage for national image of their program.